And last but not least, link building. Okay, so this is the step, like I said, that most people think of, but it's also the step that I recommend to be done most carefully. It's where I make most of my money on all my SEO services now, but yeah, you just have to remember that with whatever link building strategy that you take, you need to decide if the ROI is going to be there. So if you spend $10,000 building a site and you only spend $50 trying to do SEO and you do it the slash and burn way, then you're not going to have good success, right? Your site's going to get penalized and then it's going to go away, and that's a waste. So you need to figure out what that risk ratio is and then adjust your strategy accordingly. So there are two important things to consider with link building: anchor text and quality of backlinks. And with anchor text, to me, this is like the most important thing and the most common mistake that people make. So when Google came out with their Penguin updates, they basically said that, hey, if the anchor text coming in doesn't look natural, then this site should be penalized for whatever you're trying to optimize it for. So in the past, you could build 1,000 links with whatever, cheap diet pills, and that would show up in the search results, right? But over time, and now with Penguin especially, you can't work like that. So what you need to do is have most of your links be just the raw URL. So if your site is bluewidgets.com, well, your link should be www.bluewidgets.com and just bluewidgets.com and maybe various capitalizations or things like that. 10% of your links should be your money keywords. So those are the words that you expect will bring you the most buying traffic. And if you have a preference, you should put those money keywords on the higher quality sites. So if you're building guest posts and blog comments, put your keywords on the guest posts and put the URL in the blog comments. That way your anchor text balance is natural, but you're getting the most benefit from those higher quality links using your money keywords. And last, 10% should be long tail and nonsense keywords. So instead of cheap diet pills, which is a money keyword, it should be cheap diet pills for sale online, or what are the best cheap diet pills? And then nonsense keywords would be click here, visit now, learn more, check this out, stuff like that. So this right now, this has been the strategy that I've used for the past probably 2 years now, and it hasn't gotten me in trouble at all, right? So it's worked out very well for me, and I rank on the first page for many keywords, many keywords, hundreds and hundreds of keywords across my desired sites. So definitely this is the place that when I get complaints or questions from people asking how to do SEO, this is the biggest misstep. They put 80% as their money keywords instead of 10%. So definitely be very, very careful there. So here, I'll just read this straight up. I'm going to go over specific tactics that you can use for SEO now, and I'm going to include links to services that you can use to make this happen. Some of those are my services, so of course I love it. Others that I've had success with but aren't mine. But in any event, I just want to put that disclaimer up there up front so that you know going in that these type of recommendations have worked well for me. They should work well for you, but I've got some vested interest in this as well. So, all right. This is the most common SEO approach that people take. It's the churn and burn. This is the newbie coming in who just builds a whole bunch of links of various types and buys them everywhere and anywhere, and they're excited about SEO. Unfortunately, this is the one that's most risky as well, right? This is the one that has hundreds or thousands of new links pointing to your money site, which appears definitely appears unnatural. Okay, so you really need to, if you're going to do this, I think it should be supporting an affiliate launch, right? Where you don't care if the site gets penalized after a while, or if you just want to churn and burn through sites, right? You want to see if you can do casino lead gen, or porn lead gen, or so something something where you just want to test it out. This is also the cheapest way, by the way. So it kind of sucks that it's really cheap, but it's also really dangerous. I would say most of the time, if you use this strategy, you're going to get penalized. And it may take a month, it may take 2, but you're going to get nuked. Now, a real quick aside, even though your site gets nuked on Google, it doesn't necessarily get nuked on Bing. So a lot of guys use this for lead gen, and when the site gets nuked, they keep it around because they still get a trickle of leads coming in from Bing. In general, if I've got a new site, I'll do an approach like this once just to start seeding the website with links. Notice I only use 100 links here and 100 links there. I'm not using thousands or tens of thousands. And one of the ranking signals is a lot of backlinks coming into your site from different locations. And so if you're getting all these different link types, which looks natural and it's good, and you're getting them from different locations, which will happen because you're getting them from different sites, then it's going to work pretty well. You're going to get a good bang for the buck. So, I often do this once or twice on new sites just to see if I can get them to stick early. And then I have to decide whether it's going to be worth my while to engage in a more expensive but safer method. And the first one of those is this. So as you see, the money sites there in blue, and you have the tier 1 links, which are good links. And these good links could be parasites, like a WordPress or a Blogger blog. It could be a high authority direct link, right? So you've done a guest post, or you've asked your buddy who owns a similar site to link over to you. And it could be other blogs that you own, right? Most of us own, tens or hundreds of sites, and you just want to interlink them so that you have higher quality links coming to your money site. Now, what this gets you is you have fewer links there at T1 pointed to your money site. Instead of having 1,000 links coming in, I may have 20. So, it's much less risk of being penalized, and it's higher quality as well coming into your site. And so you're not over spammed. Now, where you can utilize spam is on the tier 2 links, which is misspelled there. You've got all the cheap stuff: comments, profiles, trackbacks, articles, wikis, and just in anything and everything that you can easily get in the thousands. Have them pointed to your tier 1 links, and it makes them a little bit stronger, which in turn flows to your money site and makes it a little bit stronger. So just think like a pyramid, right? Your money site's at the top, and you have everything down below it supporting it. So the recipe there on the left is what I use for this typical scenario. Like I said before, I'll typically do one of these once or twice just to kind of seed a site and get it some good IP diversity. But then I'll go through here and do some good tier 1 linking. And tier 1 links, you may spend a couple $100, maybe more, on getting 20 good links there for tier 1. So it's not for the faint of heart, but if you have a site that's worth it, then it'll work out really well for you. So the next approach that you could do to build links to your money site would be using an authority link model. Now, this is a little bit safer and a little bit more expensive, and involves taking advantage of authority sites to utilize their links and their authority. And that way you have few, if any, of the cheap links kind of devaluing your site or making your site look suspicious to Google. And in this instance, I list out 4 different types of authority sites or locations that you can get links from. So the first I list is guest posts, which essentially means finding sites in your niche that are that have authority, that have traffic, and soliciting posts from them. And those posts typically is an article that's geared towards whatever that topic is. And then you get a byline at the bottom that says, hey, this article is by John Smith, and here's a link back to his site. So that gives you a vote from his site, and it's very effective, a very effective strategy. The next is press releases. This is an old standby that's been used forever, and it still works great. And essentially, you just write a press release, and it gets distributed through one of many services. to 100 to 500 or more locations. Typically, it's newspaper websites and local news station websites. And those links, since they're on an authority site, convey some level of value. Next is rented homepage links. There are authority sites everywhere, right? And some you can ask for guest posts. Others you can just rent a spot on there just blatantly, right? And this may be a blog roll link, or maybe a link on their homepage, a banner ad, something like that. But in essence, it's a vote from their homepage to your site. It's a link that direction. These can cost anywhere from $5 a month to hundreds of dollars a month, just depending on the strength and authority of the website. And they run the range. There are third-party services that you can use to find these homepage links, which I list on that Visit Metrics post, and all the way up to like Huffington Post. Those have guest posts and blog roll links, or homepage links that they rent out. Last is inter-site linking. So, obviously link exchanges have been around for a while. That's very much a viable model. If you're linking to guys in your niche, they can link back to you. Everybody's happy. Alternatively, if you have other websites, most of us have several websites in a niche, you should definitely interlink those. That way they help boost each other up and increase the authority of all of your sites in a particular direction. So whenever you do this type of strategy, it's much safer because it's only higher quality links linking to you. But it's the same as before, where you can build a pyramid as well. And all of those links you want to send through an indexing service so that Google finds them, right? Otherwise, Google only indexes about 10% of links naturally. And with an indexing service, you can get up to 60, 70, 80% depending on the quality of links that you have. So the analogy I always use is link indexing is like a magnifying glass for your links. If you're doing great SEO, it makes it work even better. And if you're doing poor SEO, you'll get penalized even faster. But either way, it helps you find out the answer much more quickly and much more cheaply as well. So last but not least is the private blog network. Now, this is the most effective way to rank a website. It's definitely the safest way to rank a website, and it's also the most expensive way. So in this particular method, what you can see here is you have a bunch of authority links or authority sites that link to your money site. In essence, every single link that links to your webpage is a good link. And actually, it's a great link. Now, if you were ever to get a penalty or penalized in some way for terms, all you have to do is turn off those websites, take away the links, and you're good to go. Like, it really is that simple. This is the way I engage almost all of our SEO clients now, just because it's safe and it's effective. Now, the cost, it basically starts at about $2,000, and it can go up to $20,000 or more for a typical keyword or website. Obviously, it depends on the competition, how many links you need to your website to make it rank. But this is the most effective way. I don't do any other SEO at this point. One more thing to add is I've written an ebook on this. So if you want a copy of that, just ask me. Just shoot an email. Happy to give it to you. It's full of specifics on how to implement a private blog network, and it's very important to remember that a lot of these guys in the forums, they'll sell private blog network links, but really they're not private blog network links. They're public blog network links because they're being sold to the public. If you have your links on a public blog network, then you're susceptible to being caught up in every other scrub that's on that network. So you need to build your own sites with only your links, and then it is truly a private blog network, which is safe. Now, public blog networks tend to get hit every couple months, few months, something like that. Just depends. I've had private blog networks up and running for years at this point that have not gotten hit. So it just you just need to stay away from anything that you buy that claims to be a private blog network, because it's not. I've got more details at that link. And one real quick summary here. You can definitely mix and match these different approaches to doing your link building, right? There's not one answer to make it work most effectively. or safely or more, whatever, to get the best bang for the buck. So whatever makes sense for you and your strategy is what you should do. So just keep that in mind. There's not one right way. It's just what right way is for you. And as always, I suggest you test it before you apply this strategy to your money site. So Google has said that anything that you do to influence search rankings is against their terms. So this means that anybody that wants to rank their website is breaking their rules. And a lot of guys take a white hat approach, but they don't realize that their white hat approach isn't really white hat, that the guy who's doing his on-page optimization to rank for keywords is just as guilty as the guy who's building 100,000 links a day. There are a lot of people who like to get on a white horse and just champion the fact that they don't do that nasty link building, but they're just as guilty as those guys that do. But if you were to do quote unquote white hat link building, what would that consist of? So typically I break it down into four different areas. There's influencer outreach and PR. So this could be as simple as press releases, but it could also be you just reaching out to other people in your niche, giving them samples of your product, asking for a review, doing some guest posting, just something where you can get some link love going back and forth between your sites. That's huge, and just one influencer can get you innumerable amount of sales, right? If it's the right guy. So of course, there's also low-hanging fruit links. So this could be everything ranging from a DMOZ entry to Wikipedia pages that are appropriate, and industry directories, right? Everybody has these directories for everything from plumbing to aircraft repair. So yeah, if you can get your company or your website on there, those are free links that have at least some amount of authority. Social media is of course great. Definitely stay away from Fiverr and buying likes and buying shares and retweets and things like that. I can go into that in more detail if you'd like, but the gist of it is those are almost always fake and actually end up hurting in the long run because they decrease your engagement. Therefore, any future post has less likelihood of being distributed to your list. But if you have real content that posts up there, that you can post up there, then that will improve your authority and get you increased rankings. And the last way is the old link-based strategy. Now, everyone knows about making good infographics, is a good way to get links. But truly, it's anything that's original research or quizzes, top 10 lists, viral videos, basically anything that people find interesting and want to share. And I'll talk about that a little bit later on the social module. But in essence, anything that you can do to get inbound links, they'll generally be good links, and it'll help you out, help your SEO out. So now you have everything you need to know to get started with SEO and bringing in traffic with SEO. So I just want to throw out there that it's time for action, time for movement. Even if it's movement in the wrong direction, it's still movement, right? It's inertia. We need to get rolling. You've got everything you need to know. I've broken it down. I've given you a recipe for getting started. Start with the safe stuff, with the on-page optimization and the quality metrics that have zero risk or next to no risk. Figure out your risk tolerance, figure out what link building strategy that you want to use for your budget, and just get started, right? And of course, I suggest if you have time, if you're able to, test out these strategies on a site you don't care about, even if it means making a duplicate website with slightly different content. Worst case scenario is you kill that site and realize you don't want to do SEO. Best case scenario, you have one or more sites that are ranking for your terms. So just get started, get moving, and ultimately, once the SEO kicks in, you're going to get those rankings, and you're tracking it with your keyword tracker, and you're seeing that as your rankings move up, your traffic moves up, and ultimately that's the goal, right? You want that qualified traffic there to your site to consume your offer, to get on your list, and to do all that. And ultimately, you've got your rank tracking on board. You've got it watching your keywords. You're seeing those keywords rise as you increase your SEO efforts. And as those keywords move up in the rankings, your traffic's going to increase. And that's our goal, right? Is to get qualified traffic, looking at your offer, signing up for your mailing list, etc. So this SEO rabbit trail can truly go as deep as you want. I've given you a good overview how to get going safely with SEO, how to get started with that, how to give your tech geek some information on how to change your website to make it more Google friendly. If you'd like to get deeper into SEO, just visit that link right here, and I'll list out some resources that I recommend for your SEO journey. And also I've got an ebook. It's free, but if you want an ebook that is a couple hundred pages that really digs into terms, and it's kind of SEO 101, just shoot me an email. I'm happy to give it to you. And I'm happy to help you fight the big Google, right? That's the man trying to keep small business down, try to extract maximum value through their AdSense program. Get your SEO where it needs to be, and then you'll start getting free traffic, and then everybody wins. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. And again, if you have any questions, just shout.